Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Hopefully everybody is having a good evening. I know we're just getting started with the weekend, maybe making plans. Gonna give everybody a couple of seconds to log on. I have a couple of viewers. While we're waiting on a couple of folks to join the stream, what are your weekend plans? Go ahead and give me a shout. Give me a rundown of what you have planned, and then I'll, of course, tell you what I have planned. Once again, good evening. Happy Friday. Hopefully everyone is having a good evening. Folks that are joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, Amazon, Roku, all of the locations where you can reach us. It is a beautiful Friday evening after a beautiful Friday day. Meteorologist Patrick Pete here with the latest on the forecast, what you can expect this weekend, and also tell you about some cool events that are going on that I may end up taking part in myself. Give you some recommendations, and then, of course, let you know how you need to be dressed to get out of the door. A good evening, Michael. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Michael is joining us on Facebook. All righty, so let's get to it. Let's start talking about this forecast, starting with tomorrow morning. We have some chilly numbers on tap for the day tomorrow. Once again, temperatures are going to be in the 30s as folks begin their Saturday. Talking about 37 degrees at the 7 o'clock hour. A bit chilly if you're running out for breakfast. Make sure you grab that nice coat, some hot coffee. Going to be a good pairing as those clouds are going to continue to increase through the start of the day. And something is going on in town on Saturday that I am very interested in. Good evening, L. So what's popping? I'm about to tell you. From Bethlehem, Georgia, Mike is joining us. Good evening. Listen, I know it's Friday night and y'all are probably maybe at a restaurant at home about to step out. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Valerie from Temple, good evening. Gayla, what's going on? Gayla, good evening. Wesley, what's going on? Checking in from Ackworth, Georgia. Hopefully you're having a good night. Here's that first event that I want to tell you about this weekend. One thing you all will learn about me, I do a wind down Wednesday forecast typically. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably have heard some folks talk about it. Good evening, Marcha from Lilburn. There is a winter wine festival that is going on tomorrow. It starts around 12 o'clock. Ebony says she loves this form of news and weather. I love this form of news and weather as well. I have that forecast for anybody that's not busy tomorrow and want to check out a winter wine festival. This is going down at City Winery Atlanta. Temperatures are going to be very seasonable. Expecting clouds to be building through the day. This is going to be a really good afternoon to maybe pair this with a nice red wine, whether you can get you a nice Tempranillo or a nice Malbec or maybe even a nice Pinot Noir, something that's just not too heavy but it's going to give you full body and flavor. This is the kind of weather you need to be drinking one of those wines with. Shanika is saying hello from Lithonia. What's going on, Shanika? And Ella, no rain on my birthday tomorrow, please. Unfortunately, Ella, I have some rain to talk about that's going to move in through parts of your birthday, but I think the bulk of the day is actually going to be quite nice. Let me drop this lower third so that you can see. And rain is going to move in as we head into the evening hours. If you're Ebony and maybe you have plans for your birthday, a night with some of your friends, it is going to be a bit damp. I'd have that umbrella on standby. Now, the rain is going to be moving in from the southwest to the northeast, Ella. So check this out. If you're in Atlanta and points to the north of here, that rain isn't going to be here by 6 p.m. But the rain will be moving into places in our southwestern portion of our viewing area. So that's going to include folks that are in places like LaGrange, picking up on some of that early rain, as well as Griffin. Now, if you're stepping out and you're going to be out for a few hours Saturday night till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., then unfortunately that rain is going to be moving around, so you're going to want to have that umbrella with you. Yeah, scattered showers. Now, this should be mainly rain, maybe a rumble of thunder or two, but there's just not a whole lot of instability here, so we're not expecting severe weather. That risk isn't really for our area, so that is the good news. It's going to be a little bit further to the south. But unfortunately, if you're heading out to the comedy festival, it is going to be a damp evening as those showers trickle in. So unfortunately, we have a bit of a rainy situation on tap for Sunday. Sunday is going to be the worst of the 2 days. Widely scattered showers, an isolated thunderstorm or two, but we're not under a severe weather risk. You can see that that's going to be folks that are in places like Savannah and Charleston and Albany, also Tallahassee and Jacksonville. That's where our greatest risk for severe weather will lie. So if you have any plans to maybe head down towards the south, maybe going to Augusta for the weekend, that's where we're going to have that best chance of seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms. Isolated rumbles on Sunday closer to home. Here's how that all plays out for you. We can zoom in a little bit and get a few more communities in there so that you can see where some of your friends are in that severe weather outlook. But here's how all of this plays out. We have a first alert in effect on Sunday as this rain will be gradually increasing, and you can see that by midnight I'm expecting widely scattered showers to be across the region. It's just going to be a soggy midnight. Folks leaving wherever they are at 2 a.m. It's going to be a mess on those roadways. And as we head into the start of your Sunday, I'm expecting some scattered showers to still linger. We're going to have a warm front that's lifting through, and that's going to be what introduces the rain into the area. As that warm front pushes towards us, that's going to send a whole lot of moisture our way. It's also why we are going to see temperatures rise a little bit, so it's going to be a milder overnight. But as you can see, building in from the west is a cold front. So this cold front is going to bring a second round of rain. So I think there will be some isolated dry pockets in the afternoon on Sunday. I think that if you're maybe leaving church, going out for brunch, it's going to be gloomy. It's going to be very, very, very gloomy and very damp. We had days like that earlier this week. I believe that was Tuesday. That was just really damp out there. Even though it didn't rain all day, it just felt like the atmosphere was juicy. And that's going to be a day where we're going to just feel very moist. As we head into the afternoon. Here's the rest of your Sunday. You can see that cold front will slide through as we head into the late afternoon, early evening, and that's going to bring another round of rain. Now we're looking at greens and yellows, so we're talking about moderate rain at best, but because there's going to be many pockets of moderate showers, we do expect for there to be some pretty impressive rainfall totals as this system pushes through the region. So that'll eventually lift on out towards the north and east, and we'll see those rain chances taper off as we start off your Monday. And as you head to work on Monday, we're going to be a little bit below average, but pretty close to seasonal, so it's not going to be bad. We're talking about low 50s across most of the state. As long as you have that nice jacket, you're going to be okay. So let's time this out for your rain totals. I can get you that. There we go. And model guidance has been pretty consistent the last couple of days. Widespread totals of roughly a ½ inch to an inch, but I do expect some isolated pockets to pick up a little bit more than that inch. Really watching areas that are along I-85 and points to the south, because that's where the trending guidance has been for the heavier rain. And I even think that folks that are even further south than all of the communities we highlight here are going to pick up even more rain. So going to be a rain event, isolated rumble of thunder. There's not a severe weather risk. I know a lot of folks were with us about 8 days ago when we were tracking that line of severe storms that moved through. We're not expecting that, but this is going to be a bit aggressive, so we wanted to kind of give you that first alert to that. And I know that the first alert brand is new to some of you, it's old to the rest of you, but the first alert is kind of our way of saying heads up, this is coming. You know, there's going to be rain whenever you're going to be out and about. You need to plan for it. So that's our whole goal with our first alert messaging that we do to you all. And whenever we say first alert weather day, that's whenever we have to elevate that conversation. And that's what we did a few days before Thursday's event. That was a first alert weather day, because not only was this going to impact you and annoy you, but it could be potentially dangerous. It was a big change, a big shift, a big energetic system that was coming in. And that was why we first alert weather dayed that situation. So just a little bit of information, because I know some of you on some of these streams have asked about the differences. Meanwhile, we have to extend out that 7-day forecast so that you can look at your whole weekend, because once again, there's lots of stuff going on. There's a Hawks game that's actually going on right now. I saw that there's a concert, there's a comedy show. Once again, I don't know if you saw the wine graphic, but there's also a wine festival. For me, Sunday is going to be an in-the-house day. Something that you all will learn about me is that I fancy myself to be a bit of a good cook. I'm from the South, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from the part of Louisiana where the best cooks come from, Southwest Louisiana, also known as Acadiana. And I make a pretty sick gumbo. So if you make gumbo, you make soups, you make stew, even chili. If that's your thing. Sunday is going to be a great day to be in the house doing that, because it's going to be a bit gloomy out there and rainy, and that's what meteorologist Patrick Pete will be doing with his Saturday. Meanwhile, the best day to get out and about will be Saturday. I know that that is Ella's birthday. We are tracking increasing clouds. The bulk of the day is going to be dry. That rain chance really doesn't trickle in until late evening into the overnight hours. And it's going to be a soggy start to Sunday, no matter what you do. All of the clouds, all of the rain, that's going to keep temperatures down. So we're going to struggle to get into the upper 40s because of all of that moisture, all of that, essentially clouds just block all of the sun. So we're not going to get any much heating throughout the day. Meanwhile, we dry out on Monday and temperatures get back into the lower 50s. And then our forecast will trend wet yet again. And this system, I want to let you know, is looking to be a bigger system than what we're tracking for Sunday. Widespread showers on Sunday, but Tuesday night into Wednesday's system is looking to bring stronger winds. It's also bringing a lot of moisture, and we could even have the potential for some isolated thunderstorms with that system as well. So heads up to next Tuesday into Wednesday. First alert for Wednesday. Most of that rain is going to move in through the morning, and then I know lots of you are looking for some dry time, looking for a little bit of relief from all of this rain. We have 2 dry days back to back in the forecast, Thursday and Friday. High pressure is going to build in, and we're going to see lots of sunshine. So I know there's still some of you on this call. I'm always here to answer questions. I am the newest member of your First Alert weather team, and you can't ask me questions when I'm on TV. So if you have anything that you want to shoot me, I am here to answer those questions. Any questions about the forecast, I am here to answer those as well. Thanks for the wonderful weather report. Thank you so much, Ebony. I am very happy to be in the Georgia. Very happy to be back in. Well, I mean, Maryland was the South, and everything was great in Maryland, FYI. Food was awesome. People were awesome. I am closer to home, and so thank you for welcoming me into your device, whether that is your phone, whether that is your iPad or your computer. So if you guys have no more questions, I am going to let you all go. I'll give you a couple of seconds to maybe finish typing what you're going to type if you have a question, or I'll throw up the 7-day one more time just so that everyone can have that minute to let that sink in. I think that we all got the gist of this, which is Saturday is the day to make your plans to be out and about. The clouds will increase through the day, and the rain chances will build in through the overnight into Sunday. And Sunday is our first alert for scattered showers, moderate to heavy rain. It should be a moderate impacting event. And then we're looking ahead beyond that to our next weather maker, which will arrive late Tuesday evening into Wednesday. And more rain, and I think the winds are going to be stronger. And this is important to note because we saw some images that came from Green from the tornado damaged areas, but we saw reports elsewhere where there were just strong winds. Whenever the ground is saturated, it takes a less strong wind to knock down trees. So one of our concerns going into Tuesday into Wednesday specifically is that with the rain that we're going to get, that's going to be up to potentially an inch in a lot of locations, and then maybe another inch or so with the second system Tuesday into Wednesday. The ground is really going to be ripe for some of these old trees to potentially get some damage and be toppled. So that's going to be a concern as we head into next week. No more questions, so I'm going to leave you all with this 7-day, and I will see you at 10 o'clock. Fred is going to have an update for you coming up in about 30 minutes, and I'll be at 10, and he will be back to see you tonight at 11. So make it a good day.